Hey everyone, and welcome. It is April 13th, 2020. Tonight we thought would be a perfect time, since we already had our boost call scheduled, that we would highlight recruiting on this eve of this $19.80 kit. So for now almost 45 days, we've had an opportunity to share this amazing business with people and help them get started for, less than a tank of gas, right? Less than, I don't know, a couple of boxes of cookies, seriously, it's just ridiculous how affordable it is and what an amazing opportunity. So tonight we have our #1 recruiter in our entire team, Claudia Bazaar, National Executive Director, Claudia Bazaar. And those of you who don't know, I know we have a ton of new consultants on the call right now. And so we've met a couple more. Claudia has been with us, let's see, I don't know, 10 years? Is this 10 years? 10 years, yes. And she started when she was 24, and I remember it, I remember her coming to my meeting. If you don't know, Claudia came and didn't even have a green card at the time and said, I'm ready to get started. And I said, okay, well, I found out that she was not a citizen and didn't have a green card. And I said, okay, you have to go get a green card and call me. And I really never, ever thought I would hear from this woman again. And lo and behold, she did call, and here she is, one of our top leaders in the entire company. And so last year, she shared the business with hundreds of people, right? But actually recruited 86. And of course, many of you should also know that she is the #1 leader in the entire company for 2 years in a row in developing directors and in helping to develop them into leaders, and has been a 4-category excellence achiever. Let me tell you, that's not easy to do, 4 categories. That's something I aspired to do my entire 26-year career, and here Claudia did it in just a few years, but is continuing on with that. And that just tells you she is so well-rounded in this business. Sales, excellence in sales, recruiting, developing leaders, and also in helping her team grow and earn it in overall sales too. That her team together last year sold over 5.8 million, and her team size, going from a director back in Germany of maybe 5, today has a team size of over 1,500 people. And, I want to tell you that, she truly has gone from consultant to director to an inspirational leader with this company. And many of you know, her team vision board has the Wizard of Oz and Dorothy's ruby slippers. And she's been able to paint such an amazing, clear vision for her team and belief in her consultants that they each have the power to do whatever they want with this business with those ruby slippers. It's pretty exciting that she's also a visionary for her team. And I believe that is such an important strength for a leader. So I have to tell you, when she was in Korea, she had just moved to Korea, she was a new director, and she was a director that was like, hitting green every other month, if you could even believe this about Claudia Bazaar, right? And, really she was working another full-time job. And I remember her saying, well, why would I want to recruit? And because she was picking up her show schedule, and I said, well, there's probably a lot of folks here that could really use this business. She's like, no, I do not want to recruit. I'm in a little base. There's only a few, 1,000 people here. I don't want anybody else doing pamper chaff and taking all my business. If you can even believe she said that. But she did. And I was like, okay, listen. I gave her one of those Donna Landy talks, right? And just said, oh my goodness. Imagine the difference you could make for these folks. First of all, they're in the same boat as you. They would love a way to network and make money, right? But secondly, you're your area where you are, this base is so transient that people are going to come and go. And what's going to happen is you're going to recruit them and bless each person. And as you do, they're going to leave Korea and go all over the country and start little teams and little franchises all over the country. And lo and behold, that today has truly happened. So with her team of 5 today has, how many directors do you have on your team?
Over 100 now.
Over 100 directors on that team. So Claudia, I don't know that I need to go into any more detail about why to recruit, but I think you do, because it sounds like you learned a really valuable lesson early on with your business.
Yeah, yes. Let's talk recruiting. Who is ready to become a top recruiter? You guys ready? Okay. But I think it's always fun to hear that story because I really didn't want to recruit. It was like, no, I'm not doing it. And she cracked the whip on me and I said, fine. And I did. And I'm so glad I did. And that's the number one tip. Be coachable, okay? Trust your leader, be coachable. Don't ever assume you know all the things. I still don't know all the things. And sometimes Donnelly still has to crack the whip, okay? In a good way. So first and foremost, we have 2 more days for this $20 kit. And we were like, all right, we got to talk recruiting. We haven't had recruiting training in so long. And it's one of my favorite things to do because it's the thing that feeds us. Recruiting will feed you. If you've never recruited, you don't know what you're in for yet, right? Recruiting is, we always say recruiting fixes everything. It changes you, it changes people's lives, it helps improve people's lives, and it improves your life in return. And it's like a give and get type thing. It's like the best thing in the world. So I would love for you to tell me in the chat or raise your hand if you were a host before you joined Pampered Chef. Were you a host before you joined Pampered Chef? Let me see them. Yeah, look, all them yeses. Yes, I was a host. Yep, maybe 1 no, 2 no's. Yep, 3 times I hosted. Okay, does that click a little bit? Okay, right? Ding, 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 ding. If anytime you do that, 90% of the room was a host before they joined, right? And then I would like to know in the chat, were you asked multiple times to join Pampered Chef, or did you say yes the first time somebody asked you? How many times? Who remembers? Multiple times. Yep, multiple. So why are we not asking our hosts multiple times and stopping after the first yes, the first no, right? That is the question, okay? Why do we get afraid to ask other people multiple times if we know it took us multiple times, right? I want you guys to like remember that in your brains, okay? This is very, very important. And maybe think about, tell me maybe, why do you think people would have prejudged you and not asked you to join? Maybe they thought, oh, she has too many kids, or she works too much, or she's a lawyer, or he's a guy, he would never join Pampered Chef. Like, what are some things that people could have thought about you that prejudged you, right? That is always a good one, because we tend to prejudge people and we tend to make decisions for them of why they can't join Pampered Chef. And it's not up to us to decide that. They're too busy. Yep. Gosh, right? All too busy. Somebody works full time. They can't see things. Yes. We have people that have disabilities, right? No money. Yeah. So think about that. How many times did your recruiter ask you to join? Right? And tell me a little bit, why are you glad that somebody asked you to join? How has your life been changed with Pampered Chef? What has Pampered Chef or your team done for you and your family? Why are you glad that your recruiter asked? Quit your job. Yes, girl. I like it. All right. I want you guys to take that in. All those things. I'm glad because I love Pampered Chef. Extra money. I've met amazing people, awesome products, free products, paid off debt, amazing team. I have grown so much myself. How many can relate to that? You should have all seen a Claudia Bazaar 8 years ago, you would be like, no. Friendships. Okay, listen, why are we holding this amazing opportunity to ourselves if we know that there's people out there that need to be asked multiple times because they don't know the opportunity that lays in front of them and the opportunity that could change their life, whether it is income or whether it is for a lot of people, just something for themselves, something that they can feel successful for, something that they can surround themselves with positive people, and something that can help them grow on a personal level. Recruiting is not about you. Recruiting is about helping other people. I'm getting goosies just talking about it, just seeing all your comments, right? That is life-changing. And I would love for you to just share in the chat, where do you see yourself going with Pampered Chef? What is like your wildest dream? Like you can't even imagine. My wildest dream when I walked into Donna Laney's house and I saw a check for $14,000 in 1 month. And I was the stupid one that was like, is that for like the whole year? And she's like, no, that's just for the month. I was like, oh my God, that's even possible, right? I walked home and I said, I'm going to be the next Donna Laney. Watch me. I'm going to have a Donna Laney house. What is the craziest thing that you're like, there's no way I could make that much money. There's no way I could have that house. There's no way I could be debt free. There's no way that I couldn't struggle financially. Like just dream big, okay? So that's what recruiting is about, right? It is not about, I need to get my 5 people so I can promote to director. I need to get to 15 people so I can get excellence in recruiting. I need to recruit people so I can earn an incentive trip. It's not about you. You need to take yourself out of the equation. And when you don't ask your host, when you don't offer it to people in the party, you're giving away that opportunity because you decided that you don't want to recruit. But who could you help out there? Who could be a friend? I mean, recruiting is fun, right? Having you all guys with us, having buddies on your team. Does anybody agree that maybe got a couple buddies, the first buddies? Isn't that so much more fun, right? Than doing it all by yourself? So let's go over a couple things, kind of like checklist, you know, of what successful consultants do in order to recruit consistently. Doesn't matter, guys, if there's a $20 kit, okay? A $20 kit just gives you that extra excitement to go out and speed things up a little bit. We recruit regardless of if there's a $20 kit, $100 kit, $250 kit, doesn't matter, all right? And be real. Yes, we give you words to copy paste and we give you words to say, but be yourself, be authentic, be real, you know, offer them the business and why you think they should join and what Pampered Chef has done for you and how much money you've been making and maybe some fears that you had, because people will join your team and people will book parties with you because they like you and they trust you, okay? That's why people will join your team, not because you said the perfect copy paste words, okay? Because you were real and you were authentic. So let's go through a couple things. One of them is having a consistent show schedule, right? If you don't have enough shows to be in front of enough people, to talk to enough people about the opportunity, you can't recruit 2 to 4 people a month if you have 1 show a month, right? So that's where Pampered Chef's 4-in-1 formula comes in. Every 4 shows, add a team member, and you can do the cycle however many times you want. But if you want to grow in this business, I say do it at least weekly. 4 shows, 1 recruit. 4 shows, 1 recruit. Now that doesn't mean you just talk to 1 person during those 4 shows, right? That means you're talking to people all the time and you're fueling your funnel and you're having conversations and you're following up, and eventually somebody says yes. Because didn't we just show you in the chat that most people do not say yes the first time? So you should almost look at it like a game. Let me go ask her because I know it's going to be a no. I'm going to go ask her again. And then finally, like, ooh, when is she going to say yes? Or when is she going to say, he or she going to say, give me some more information? So ask your host, first, consistent show schedule. 2, ask your host multiple times before the show, during the show, and after the show, and even after the show is closed, okay? So those words are out there, right? The ask host 5 times. It kind of went viral with Pampered Chef when I shared them a couple of years ago. But what you're not doing is you're not saying, Donna, you want to join my team? 2 days later, Donna, you sure you don't want to join my team? during the party? Donna, are you sure you don't want to join my team? That's not how we ask, right? That's harassing people and annoying them, right? So you offer it before the party. It's an option. They join before the party, before you do a lot of the work. They can turn it into the launch party. They make the money. They get all the rewards. It's like the best of both worlds, right? And why our hosts are number one leads? Because they're already having a party. They already said yes to booking. They already love the product. So it's not too hard to then join Pampered Chef, right? It's a lot harder to recruit someone that doesn't join or that isn't part of a party. So you ask before the party, and then you ask 2-3 times during the party. But you're not like, again, you're not asking directly. You might just say, wow, you have a great party. Your friends are super excited. You're posting some awesome ideas. Are you sure, you don't want to do this? You would be so great at this. Then maybe you ask when the party reaches 300 and they get a $25 kit credit, or 400 and they get a $50 kit credit. That means right now, any host that you have that has a $300 party can literally join for free. A kit credit is just another host reward, all right? Would you ever close a party and not tell your host to earn 3 half-price items? Would you ever close a party and not tell your host they earn $100 in free? No, right? So why would we ever close a party and not tell our host that they earn a kit credit? It's like just us deciding that they might not want to do it, okay? So make sure you offer them the kit credit along the way. And also right before you close the party, I just want to make sure you had a really good party. You get the kid credit. I just want to ask one more time. I'll leave you alone after that, I promise. But I really think you would be good at it. And you got 3 bookings and I would be giving them to you to get started. Are you sure? That's a lot of times when they start like, okay, tell me more, okay? And then there's actually a secret 6th time that you can ask. That's before you start those parties. So let's say Susie Q booked 3 parties and that girl's party is 2 weeks from now. You might want to go back to that host and say, hey, I'm starting Sandra's party. Just want to make sure you don't want to do this, right? Before I make the money of these parties. So ask multiple times, and it helps to have a tracker, right? If you need a little cheat sheet, get a little paper, right? Karen Smith taught us today. You just need a notebook. You don't need a fancy tracker. Mark 5 little checks and just say, yep, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, circle 4, circle 5. I promise you, if you consistently ask your host multiple times without harassing them and being annoying, you're gonna get some yeses and you're gonna get some questions, and then you reach out to your recruiter and they can help you with the questions, right? So number 3, for virtual parties, I don't think we really need to talk cooking shows right now because nobody can do cooking shows, so we're just gonna stick to virtual parties, are you sharing what you make in your parties? Or what Pampered Chef is doing for you and allowing you to do, even if it's, I just paid a car payment. I just bought groceries. I filled my gas tank. I was able to buy my kids an Easter basket, like whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. Don't ever think that, oh, I only made $50, so it's not worth sharing. Every little bit helps, especially right now. Every little dollar, okay, that you made virtually online by selling something can help somebody else. Are you sharing your story? Right? Are you sharing who you are, why you joined, why you stayed, maybe some of the fears that you had when you first joined? Are you sharing the support that you have? A lot of people have been burned with direct sales and they're looking for a supportive team, and it could be yours. Are you talking about the kids? Not just when it's a special month, right? Are you talking about the kids in your parties? Are you showing them to them? Are you sharing products in your parties that come in the kit? So when you show them the kits, they're like, wait a minute, kind of makes sense to buy a kit and try this, doesn't it? Are you going live in your parties and showing who you are so people can relate to you? And are you doing a Q&A game? At the least, you should have a Q&A post in every party. What does that mean? It just means, oh my gosh, guessing game time or giveaway. When we get to 13 questions asked about my business or about the Pampered Chef business opportunity, I will do a free giveaway for whatever. All right. And then you give them some to start with. For example, how do you get started? What's my commitment? How do you earn a trip? How much money do you make? How often do you work? And you can give them some of those basic questions to kind of get the conversation started. And then you stay on top of them to really get to 13 questions. So you don't want to just give it away for nothing. You want to make sure they ask at least 10 questions, okay? And between that Q&A game, and keeping your, I call them my recruiting eyes, right? So I always used to say, I go to cooking shows. I could care less what I sell at my cooking shows. I go to cooking shows to see who I can help and who I relate to and who I want on my team, right? So you should be looking for those people in your parties that are like, oh my gosh, this Kimberly girl, she's awesome. Like she would be really good at it. Or Jennifer, oh my God, if she shares one more favorite product, I'm going to ask her because it looks like she's got all the things, right? So just keep your recruiting goggles on and set a goal to look at least for 5 or 10 guests in your party that you're like, they would be so good, okay? And in a cooking show, it was a lot easier because they were right there, right? And you could have the conversation. But somehow, sometimes we tend to be a little scared to just start that conversation. But at the end, you know, if you're being real, it's a real compliment to people to say, wow, you're really good at this. Your images are great. The way you're wording things, the way you're rallying your friends, the way you're posting about it really looks like you love Pampered Chef. That means you're being real and you're being authentic. So between the Q&A posts and just looking for the top 10 guests, if you're doing block parties or if you have a group of more than 50, there is an option that pops in that says Group Insights. Then you can click on members and you can see the top 10 or top 20 most participating guests, okay? You should set a rule to message at least the top 10 participating guests out of every party all the time. And you can just say something like, hey Donna, oh my gosh, you were in the top 10 of the most participating guests in the party. I loved your excitement. Have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? I would love someone like you to join our family or to join our team or whatever, right? Are they gonna say yes? No, okay? Maybe 1 out of like 50 will say yes right away. But what you do, you've already planted the seed, then you kind of overcome the objection, then you say, you know what, Donna, while you think about it, why don't we book a party of Susie Q? And then we can talk about it more as things go along. And you can decide if you want this to be a party and you wanna make money off of it. So you're planting the seed, you're doing that ask already before the party even started, okay? But just because they say no, it doesn't mean we don't recruiting and we don't turn it into a booking. And they're more likely to say yes because they already said no to recruiting. All right, so ask all your people that participate in the Q&A, same thing, right? Hey Donna, did you just, thanks so much for participating in the Q&A. Did you just play to earn tickets or were you actually curious or were you actually in the market for some extra income? Don't be afraid to have those recruiting conversations, all right? And again, think about you. Think about what Pampered Chef has done for you, big or small, right? And why would you be selfish and keep that to yourself? You really want to be a sharer. That's why we always say, share the love with everyone, okay? Don't keep it to yourself. Somebody out there, you do not know what goes on behind people's doors. Although they might look like they have the perfect life, they're probably struggling with something. And a lot of times $500, an extra $500 could make a difference in a lot of people's lives. Anybody agree? 500 bucks every single month, right? Yes. So don't hold it to yourself. More tips, ask questions, okay? As you're having recruiting conversations with them, don't be afraid to ask them questions. So why not now? What's bad about right now, right? What's holding you back from joining today? What's the worst that can happen? Can you just give me 30 days? Can you just try it for 30 days? And if it doesn't work out, it's okay. You didn't lose anything. You got a great kit. So don't be afraid to close the deal. A lot of people offer the opportunity and then it's like, okay, well, let me know when you're ready or let me know if you have any questions, right? So you should always say, you know, is there anything holding you back from joining today? Is there anything holding you back from ordering a kit today? Because then they typically throw you another objection. But this is why we always say share your screenshots. Reach out to your director, share your screenshots. Reach out to someone that has experience about recruiting and sharing this business. Because for us, it's not a no. It's just like, oh, okay, yep, they think they're too busy. Or, oh, okay, they think they have to be on Facebook 24/7. It's all those things that people think that they have to do to be successful in Pampered Chef, right? So don't make it a big deal. Listen, people spend more money at Walmart, well, or grocery pickup right now, right? $20 or even $100 when it's a kid, or $200 when you go to Target and you just walk in to get a Starbucks, right? They're not signing their life away, all right? It's not a big deal unless you make it a big deal. So if you think you're gonna get this business and it's gonna take you 40 hours a week, then it's a big deal. If you're just like, Just sign up, get the kid. We'll try a couple parties. If it works for you, great. And if it doesn't, there's no Pampered Chef police that's going to come take your spatulas away. All right. Again, don't think about you when it comes to recruiting. Don't think about you earning a trip. Don't think about you having to like get 5 people to promote a director, right? And switch, flip that switch, right? How many more people can you help this month? I just had a call with a new consultant, and I don't know if she's on, but she said, I joined Pampered Chef because I got laid off. So while I wait to see if I'm gonna get back to work or they're gonna hire me back, I might as well do something with my time and see if I can make this work. So don't be afraid to reach out to people right now. And keep a list, okay? At any given time, you should have a recruiting list. Get a clean notebook, get a dry erase board. I don't care, okay? People are not gonna say yes right away. So you wanna have a list of the people that said, maybe, I don't know, and funnel them into the work from home group. Keep a list of who's in the work from home group. That's basically your funnel, right? That way, every month, every other month, the next time there's a special, you can check back and reach out to them. That's why people are recruiting so many during $20 kit months, because it's like, oh my gosh, I finally have a really good reason to reach out to this person and see if it's a better time, right? So always have a recruiting list that you follow up with. I've had people on my recruiting list for years, and unless they told me to never ask them again, I'm following up with them. And there's many that joined after years and they finally said, you know what, I'm finally ready. Or you know what, this happened in my life and I'm finally ready to take the plunge. So don't prejudge them. It's not your decision to decide if they can do or cannot do Pampered Chef. It's up to them, and we have to ask everyone. All right. And again, if you have people that are kind of on the fence, right, get them to host a virtual party in the meantime. So if you're even talking to people outside of a party, yes, Crystal, that's right. So if you're talking to people outside of a party, get them to book a party, and that's kind of like the halfway point, because you kind of know if they're having a party and they've kind of thought about it, then you just say, listen, am I going to make the money of this party or are you, right? And you convert them to do it into your launch party. And don't be afraid of recruiting your host. I know a lot of you guys might be new consultants and you're like, well, if I have 5 hosts that did a party for me and now recruit 2 of them, that means I'm not going to get the bookings from these parties, right? That's kind of what happens. You don't have the bookings then, and then you have to get more bookings. But think about it as again, you're helping people. If somebody didn't help you and was selfish, you wouldn't be here today, right? If I stuck to my selfishness, which I was selfish in career, I said, nope, not doing it. There's not enough business for more than one Claudia in here, right? You guys wouldn't be here, or half of you guys wouldn't be here, right? What you're doing is when you're building a team, it's almost like, first of all, you're building a family. You're building a whole nother family that you have that supports you, that you can reach out to, right? Yay. And you're almost building like a retirement fund, because at some point you can only do so many parties. Even if you're a virtual party rock star and you do 40, 50 virtual parties every single month, you can do 50 parties every single month. But what if you had 10 more people, 100 more people on your team doing parties with you, right? You guys could be touching a lot more lives. You could be having a lot more parties. And if something happens to you and you're sick, or you want to go on vacation for 2 weeks or whatever, you can still bring in an income, because you kind of built like a retirement fund, right? And you can only do so many shows. You can't do them all, right? Eventually you can't do them all. So it helps to have a team, all right? So those are kind of like my top tips as far as recruiting goes. But I want to leave you guys with 10 steps, and then we have time for Q&A, and I just kind of want to see what questions you guys have. For 10 steps of things you can do between now and April 15th at midnight Central Time, which is my birthday. So give me a birthday present and go share the love. That's the best gift I can ask for, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys 10 steps. Write them down, and we can post them, whatever. And I'm not gonna give you the exact words because I want you to be authentic, all right? So step number 1, if you have current hosts right now with open parties and sales, offer it to them. Why would they be good? They can literally join for free. $300 plus party, they can literally join for free. Have you offered them that? All right. Number 2, reach out to 10 people who lost their job, or the husband lost their job, or their hours got cut, or their hairdressers that are bored at home, or gym owners that are bored at home, and reach out to them. All you got to do is search your newsfeed. I promise you, it's not going to take you long to find people that are complaining about applying for unemployment or whatever they're doing right now. Number 3, reach out to those people on your newsfeed that post about food or recipes or super cute with the kids in the kitchen or take amazing food pictures, right? Those types of people. Reach out to them and say, wow, you do such a good job posting about recipes. I love having you see your food pictures. I love seeing you cooking. Have you ever thought about doing something Paper Chef? And just say, I know this is totally out of the blue, which it is, right? Or I thought of you because I always look forward to what you're cooking in your kitchen. Did you know you could be doing this and making money? Number 4, reach out to past hosts. Maybe it wasn't a good time then, especially those hosts that had good parties, right? Maybe reach out to 10 past hosts and just say, I know it wasn't the right time for you 6 months ago or whenever when you hosted a party, but I just want to make sure I let you know that you could do what I do for 20 bucks this month. Same virtual party that we had, same thing. I'll teach you the ins and outs. Sometimes telling them too that you're teaching them makes them feel, right, that they have a support, because they're afraid. People are afraid, right? Number 5, send out one last customer connection email with like a 24 hours countdown to join for $20 or 24 hours to find your plan B, right? I've been saying all month, people are looking for a plan B right now, and it can be you, it can be somebody else. So come up with some authentic words, right? Post on all your pages. Post on your business page, post on your personal wall, post in some past groups that this special is running out. Why do you love Pamper Chef? Why do you think everybody else needs to at least give it a try for 30 days? Be a virtual consultant right now. Number 7, offer it to all your upcoming hosts, all right? Even if they're in May, in June, December, I don't care. The next post that you have, offer it to them. Hey, I know your party's not until August, but I just wanted to let you know, while there's a hot deal, you could do Pamper Chef for 20 bucks, and then we could move your party up, and you could be making money this month. Something that interests you? Question mark? Just offer it, right? Step number 8, offer it to 10 stay-at-home moms that you know or military spouses. Who do you know that is a stay-at-home mom that could do this as a little side gig? Something while kids are sleeping, whatever, kids are doing schoolwork, or military spouses, right? Where are my military spouses, right? This is like the best job to move. If you need a military spouse testimonial, you can go to Pamper Chef YouTube page. You can find me and other military spouses, and we did a testimonial for Pamper Chef. All right, here's the challenging one. Step number 9, go live in your parties, your personal wall, your business page, and share your story. Share about why you joined Pamper Chef, why you stay with Pamper Chef, why you love Pamper Chef, why you think everyone else should at least try it, and maybe a little bit of what your average income is and how many parties you do. You will be surprised how many people think that we get paid in food shoppers or products and not actual money. I mean, even new consultants are like, oh my God, I earned all these products, right? I'm like, but you get a check too, right? You don't just get products, you actually get a commission check in your hand. And here's a fun thing. Last one, step number 10, do the Q&A post that you do in your parties on your personal wall. I'm feeling like gifting something away. I'm so excited about my Pamper Chef virtual business, or I'm so blessed that right now I have my virtual business to rely on or whatever. So we're going to ask, we're going to do a giveaway. Ask 13 questions. And when we get to 13, I'll do a giveaway, whatever, right? People are curious. They just don't want to ask, okay? And the person that might be joining your team after this is not the person that maybe doesn't ask until the last question, right? But they like to watch what other people are saying. And then you do the same thing. Then you follow up and just say, hey, Kimberly, thanks for playing the game. Just curious. Have you ever thought about doing something like Pamper Chef? So now you have it. You know why it's important to recruit. You know who to reach out to. You know how to get the information out there. It's very, very important to send screenshots to your upline, okay? I promise you, it's very, very important. And you have 10 steps to maximize the next less than 48 hours. Who is ready to share the love? Yes? Are we ready? Yay! Share. I know I need a step-by-step list. I'm glad I made one for you guys. So I could do it tomorrow. Yes.
Hey, Claudia, what was number 6?
Post on your business page, personal wall, and past groups. And I can copy it and put it in the chat.
I got it.
Oh, somebody did it? You got it?
I can.
Okay. And whatever else you want to do, right? This is just a quick little crunch time guideline. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Did something click a little bit? Because I know it's scary. I know recruiting is scary. You're like, oh, but I don't want to bother them. And or maybe you're like, but I don't know how to train them, right? That's another thing that you might be afraid of. You don't have to train them. You learn when you have a team. You learn with your director to get them trained and up and running. Should we take some questions?
Yeah, go ahead and type your questions in the chat.
Motivated, yes. And I know I just talked to someone and she was like, oh my God, I have a new consultant and she's so excited. She booked their first party and she was all excited about it because that's how it is. That's how it feels. That's how we feel when we have you guys new consultants join and you're excited and you're having success. It's like the best reward. Once you recruit them, how do you keep them excited and motivated? Well, we have systems in place. If you've never recruited, just know we have systems in place. Just like we have a system in place for virtual parties, we have a system in place for new consultants, and we will teach you that. Yes, and I know you're nervous. Somebody said I was nervous when I started. I know everybody's nervous, right? Because you're just starting. But the number one regret that I hear from new consultants or people that waited years to recruit are like, I wish I would have done this sooner. Seriously. I mean, even I wish I would have recruited sooner. Took me a couple of years.
Claudia, can you address, someone asked earlier too, there's one from Jamie I've been turned down so many times that I'm feeling a little discouraged, but someone asked earlier, you know, how do you answer the first no and the second no? And I think you kind of built it in, but maybe you can address that.
Yeah, so let's say I say, you know, hey, Jennifer, you know, have your party all set up. You know, just want to let you know that this could be a launch party, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, no, I'm not a salesperson now. I'm too busy, whatever. So I might try and overcome the objection depending on how harsh that person is. So she might just be like, oh, my gosh, there's no way I could do this, blah, blah, blah. So I might just be like, you know what? Just so you know, this is all aligned. You can do this as much or as little as you want, and it's an option, but just wanted to ask. I'm just kind of leave it at that. Or I might say, well, you know, they might be like, oh, maybe after I retire. I've heard that one before. Maybe after we move, I'll do it. But like, you know what? Since it's not a no, never, can I add you to a work from home group so you can stay up to date with specials and sign-on bonuses? And typically they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I just kind of leave it. So you're just kind of planting the seed, right? You don't want to go in like killing them, right? You just want to plant seed. And then later on, you said you have another reason to reach out because, oh my gosh, Jennifer just added 50 people to her group and they're chit-chatting like crazy. So I'm excited that I know the party's going to be great. So I need to make sure I tell Jennifer. So that's how you keep asking, because you're not consistently asking them. You're just asking, plant a little seed, maybe adding them to the work from home, kind of let them breathe a couple days. Then you ask them again. So you find different reasons to reach out to them. And the other thing is I've been turned down so many times that I'm feeling a little bit discouraged. I guess it depends what you mean by turned down, but if I'm reading it right, if we've all had that. We've had consultants that, you know, join our teams and then they go on and do whatever, or they don't do what we asked them to do and they go on and do whatever, or they have success with Paper Chef and then they decide something else happened in their life and they changed. Doesn't matter. Listen, if I would have stopped every time somebody disappointed me, whatever, said they were going to do things, didn't do things, set up calls, didn't show up. This is the part of the business. Recruiting is a bucket, okay? Some people go in the bucket, some people stay, and some people leave. But if you don't keep fueling that bucket, I mean, gosh, so many people, like none of my new consultants are still here from when I first recruited, right? So it's just part of the business. And at the end of the day, you know that Pampered Chef didn't harm them in any way. Even if they joined and did their 1250 and did 4 shows and then they were like, I'm done, or ignored you or whatever, it's okay. They got something out of it. Even if they did one party, or even if they bought a kit and they had all intentions and then something happened, nothing bad happened to them, right? They got a kit and they had some kind of experience with Pampered Chef. So you just keep asking, and it comes. People, you know, this business comes in people's lives. We have people that have been on our team, then they had 3 kids, and then they decided to come back, right? So it's, you just always want to leave the door open.
So Betsy, I'm trying to understand what you're saying there as far as time or patience right now. You know, it's like anything. Think about asking. Recruiting is like asking for a booking. I did a call recently, just a couple days ago, as a matter of fact, with a gal. Her name is Carrie Pillow, and I posted the story in a couple places, but she's really hot with Pampered Chef right now. And I think last month she recruited, 23 or 28 folks, right? And she did a coaching call with me. And one of her questions to me was, well, I can recruit when there's a cheap kit. She calls it the cheap kit, a poor kit, because she was very poor. In fact, she, you know, some of her story talks about going dumpster diving to director kind of thing, you know, really being really feeling tight, money being very, very tight, to earning $6,000 a month. But she asked me, she's like, I can't recruit any other month except when there's a cheap kit. And one of the things we talked about was it's all about asking, and it's about your belief system too, right? So Claudia especially talks about the belief triangle a lot. A lot of you guys have heard about the belief triangle. And so Carrie and I visited it, because think about belief, think of triangle, and think of belief at the top, and to the right is actions, and to the left is results, and then belief. So her belief was that the $20 kit was unbelievably cheap and affordable, and everyone can afford it and do it. So she went out and asked a ton of people, and therefore she got a ton of results and recruited like 23 or 28 people. She did the same thing back in November with that kit. And of course that fueled her belief, and she kept asking, she kept getting results, right? But in regular months, her belief was that the $249 or $59 kit was expensive and not affordable. And in reality, what we talked about was how the $20 kit, you get nothing. You know, the $259 kit, holy mackerel, it's a deal, and it's $1,100 worth of products, and it's, you know, but it was what she was believing about it that was causing her to have that thing. And so this also goes back to your family and your life and your situation right now. So if you believe you don't have time or patience or anything, you are probably not going to ask, which is going to give you results of you either, again, not having time or patience, and so on and so forth, right? But if you believe that you truly can make a difference with people's lives, and you trust the systems that are available for you, and you trust your leaders, then your belief is going to be more confident, and you're just going to take the steps and the actions which will get you the results, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to just take a minute there, because I think right now especially, we all can go there, right? I mean, I go there too. I get tired some days, right? Can't even believe it, can you? But it's so key for us to check our beliefs and how much it will affect not only your recruiting, your bookings, and your business, and your life, your family, everything, right? So I love that belief triangle. I just want to take a minute to talk about that. Thanks, Claudia. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and somebody else said, I have 10 people on my team, but nobody's doing anything. So that's normal, okay? Depending on, that's why we say if you do 4 shows a week consistently, you're bringing 1 or 2 people a month, your new consultant are going to do most of the work of your entire team, right? So we always say 20% of your team does 80% of the work, right? So even for me, I'm just going to be honest here, I have like 120 personal consultants. If I get 40 of them to be active at any given month, it's good. Okay. It's just normal. If you wait, that's why if you're not, that my question to you would be, are you consistently adding 2 people? And that means if you have 10, there should be 2 or 4 that are maybe doing something and the rest is on to something else. And that's just how it goes, right? Some of you guys are here on this call because you want to learn more, but there's thousands of people that aren't on here because they just aren't ready, or it's not for them, or whatever, right? So that doesn't matter. You just keep offering and you keep sharing, and some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting, right? Yes, you're planting the seed. That's right. Think of it like sprinkling little seeds. Okay, any other questions? What is an example wording to put the Q&A on Facebook timeline? So just something like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You know, I want to give away. I'm having so much fun with my Pamper Chef business. So let's play a game. Ask me a question about my business. And when we get to 13 questions asked, I'll do a drawing for whatever, free product, season's best, free gift. For example, blah, 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 blah. And then ask them. And remember too, when you're answering questions, they don't care about what you do, okay? They want to know, how is this going to affect me? So if they say, well, Claudia, how many hours do you work? I'm not going to say, well, I work 40 hours a week, right? I might say that, but I might say, well, I work 40 hours a week, but you know, it's my full-time income, make way more money than I ever did working full-time. But when you decide, so you always want to answer it back, right? But when you decide to join Pamper Chef, you can do as much or as little as you want. Most of our consultants work full-time and find, you know, 30 minutes to an hour a day to run their virtual parties.
So Claudia, Anna, you had your hand up. Was that by accident? Or did you want to speak? Here, I have you unmuted.
Yay, Julie just signed her future host. There you go. Yay.
Okay, now maybe it's a mistake.
Okay.
All right, well, I want to thank you so much, Claudia, for taking time to share your wisdom. And hey guys, that was like really good stuff. So we will post this recording, make it available for everyone. We did post the 10 steps in the chat. I'll go ahead and post those with the recording. And again, this is definitely a training that we'll add to our units because I think it is timeless and definitely, I mean, just, yeah, it would apply all the time. It's just really great training. So thank you so much, Claudia, for taking time to do this. Woohoo! Okay, listen guys, make it a great week. We got 2 more days. I can't wait. I want you guys to post. Let us know. Make Claudia happy. Hashtag, what is your hashtag going to be?
Hashtag birthday present for Claudia.
There you go. Tell her how many you recruited.
Good.
All right, bye.
All right, bye guys.